Well, okay, I'm Roland Pellenq. I'm a research scientist at CNRS. CNRS is the French government research agency. And it happens that I've been at MIT 8 years as a senior research scientist, which is the equivalent within the MIT organization. And I'm the head of the CNRS MIT Joint Laboratory. Okay, so well, first I did my PhD in England, at Imperial College. So I didn't have any US experience myself. I was sending PhDs for postdoc in the US to colleagues and so on. And then it happened that for French connections, I was invited at MIT in 2007 for a week of lectures here. Me giving lectures, among other French, by the way, here at MIT in January 2007. And then I bumped into my partner in crime, Franz Ulm, and after a week of discussion outside and coffee, he said, why don't you come over as a visiting professor at MIT? And I said, yeah, okay, why not? Okay, so I have kids, 3 big guys, so it took a year to organize everything, and then so I was at MIT in July 2008 as a visiting professor, and what drove me here was the idea of bringing my physics, or because I'm a physicist by training, and I think it was very interesting to talk to an engineer like Franz Ulm about cement, for instance. How can physics do something interesting with cement? Not that I started the thing here, because I was kind of doing that physics of cement in France already, but it was really the occasion to match the two fields somehow. So as you can see, it's very much driven by a kind of science interest in the first place, beside the fact that MIT is a good place, beside the fact that Massachusetts is not that far away from France, for sure. So, okay, so altogether it was a cool move for me to come at MIT, at least for a year. And then I stayed 2 years, and then it's been 8 years. So, okay, for my connection with the actual president of CNRS, I know him for a long time because I was his postdoc back some years ago, centuries ago maybe. And so when Alain Fuchs, this is his name, became president of CNRS, I invited him to come over at MIT to present CNRS to MIT. And that was year 2 of me at MIT. And actually, Alain had a very good match with the president of MIT at the time, a very good connection. She was Susan Ockfield, these days Raphael Riff. At the time, Raphael Riff was a provost, so number 2 of MIT. And together, CNRS, Alain Fuchs from CNRS and the top management of MIT, they had a good match, and the idea, they decided that there should be some kind of a long-term relation between MIT and CNRS. So since I was there, since I was doing something that we are not doing in France, too much of cement, say, since we kind of were already connected through a joint network of research called GDRI in French, GDRI, they said, okay, why don't you start, you and France, think about going to the next step. And the next step is to have a joint lab between CNRS and MIT. So we designed the science. So the science is very much on those multi-scale porous materials for energy and environment. So that could be cement. It's also shale rocks for shale gas de schist. It could be nuclear application, nuclear fuels. Now we're also doing the urban physics. So we can see the city as a porous material in many ways at macro scale. So it was really driven by this idea of having a science in common between CNRS and MIT. So that's the core of it. And the creation of this lab actually is very much the will of the president of CNRS. And since I was there, I was in charge of putting that thing together. And so this lab was opened officially in May 4 years ago, 2012. And now we are going to get renewed. And as of today, we are like 5 CNRS guys at MIT, CNRS professionals. Here at MIT, and we do have a lab. The lab is not physically in this building, it's in building E19. There is this called UMI, this is known at MIT as UMI, which stands for Unité Mixte Internationale in French. And so there is a French lab within MIT, and for MIT is also a first. So it's the first time that CNRS has something in Cambridge, US. but it's also the first time that MIT has a foreign body inside MIT. That good. Okay, so there is not only the distance to France, like it being the shortest, being Boston, but if you look Cambridge or Boston or together, I mean, this area of Cambridge is probably the largest density of scientific work or scientific guys or engineering altogether in the world, in this place. Altogether with MIT, sure, Harvard, you have Tufts, you have UMass Boston, you have BU, I mean, you name it. I think there are like 17 universities in here, in this place. So it is really a high density place for academic research. So, okay, it's a good place for this. Second, I mean, after 8 years, I mean, life in Boston is good actually. Yes, Boston is a good place. Actually, it's a good place. New York is fun. San Francisco is just, they are all good places. Boston is more in size, but I mean, the life in Boston is really, really interesting. I mean, for whatever activity you want. I mean, it's really, I mean, well connected. And I'm here with my wife and my kids, and they're all very much connected now. You know, and so obviously, as I say, usually is that I will not stand any pressure from the inside of my family. If they were not good here, probably I'll be in front by that time. For sure.